use just a few years from now. And tonight it is official. The U.S. is out of the Iran nuclear deal. President Trump making that much anticipated announcement today, saying he'll also reimpose some heavy sanctions waived as a part of that deal.
This was a horrible one-sided deal that should have never, ever been made. It didn't bring calm, it didn't bring peace, and it never will.
Now, just minutes after that announcement, Iran's president announcing that his country may resume uranium enrichment in just a matter of weeks. Israel's prime minister praised the president's decision. Other U.S. allies, including the United Nations, say backing out is a mistake. And former President Obama calling his successor's decision, quote, misguided.
Well, he has certainly had success on the D.C. restaurant scene. And now Jose Andres is weighing if he could see similar success on Capitol Hill. In an interview with the Washingtonian, the D.C. chef says he may consider running for Senate. And if he did run, he says it would be as an independent. Andres, who immigrated from Spain to the U.S., now lives in Bethesda. He's, of course, gained national attention with his humanitarian efforts to feed the people of Puerto Rico after Hurricane Maria. And it was those contributions earning Andres a huge award this year, Humanitarian of the Year from the James Beard Foundation. Andres touching on his political beliefs when accepting that award last night.
On immigration reform for the millions of hardworking immigrants who feed America and make our country great, especially the dreamers and the more than 11 million undocumented that deserve to be part of the American dream.
And by the way, a big honor for another local chef to tell you about, Jeremiah Langhorne. He is the executive chef at the Dabney. He took home the award for Best Chef Mid-Atlantic. Two other local chefs also nominated in that category, Jonathan.
Congratulations to all of them. All right, now for the very latest in Hawaii. There is just a sliver of good news for the folks who own homes in the shadow of the Kilauea volcano. Lava activity in the Leilani subdivision has somewhat stopped, at least for now. But still, residents know they are not out of the woods quite yet, and they're rushing home to save what they can before the destruction begins anew. Kilauea, by the way, is the world's longest erupting volcano. This latest spike, however, in activity has destroyed 35 homes, and more than 1,000 earthquakes have been felt in Hawaii.
And if you have allergies, we don't have to tell you this season has been really bad, but we aren't the only ones sniffling and suffering out there. Watch this video. Look at the tree from New Jersey. That's pollen so dense that when that bulldozer tapping the tree, it just sends this massive cloud of green into the air. Just watching that makes you want to reach for the medicine.
And you know what this was? This was a husband telling his wife, it's so bad out there, just watch this. She goes, I don't believe you. So he taps the bulldozer of the tree, and she goes, okay, I believe you.
Jeez, it doesn't even look real.
I know, isn't that incredible? But that's what's on our cars and everything else right now.
Look at this, the pollen didn't stop our Bill Kelly from feeling some rhythm today.
Yeah,
well,
Bill.
Is that what you call it?
You took your Weather on the Go segment to the Kennedy Center for the Arts de Cuba Festival and showed us your moves again.
That's a little salsa, isn't it?
Yeah, no, or maybe it's an offshoot. He told me what it was, and I forgot now off the top of my head. It was something much more in-depth than just salsa, but maybe it was a part of that. But yeah, he was showing me how to shimmy around. That's what I call it.
Good stuff.
Yeah, it was really fun. And I didn't know this, I mentioned it earlier. Every night at the Kennedy Center at 6 o'clock, 365 days a year,
right?
There on the Millennium stages, there's a performance.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Every night of the year, free to the public. And so that's one of the things we saw tonight in the festival there.
Were you performing that dance tonight?
No, thank goodness for the performance.
That was the free performance.
Yeah, it was a free something.
Actually, if you do that, let us know so we can come. We'll bring our beach chairs and we'll catch that action.
Fair enough. Hey, tomorrow we're going to be out there at Tyson's for Cirque du Soleil. We're excited for that. Who knows what they're going to let me do?
I know, that could get crazy.
Could it be a trapeze and a flip?
Whatever you do, just grab a safety harness, will you, please?
Yes, absolutely. All right, so let me show you what's going on. We are into the 50s around the air and some 60s. Really nice. 54 in Manassas, one of the cooler spots. Reagan National at 65. A delightful evening to spend some time outside. The air is dry. Got 62 in Dulles. 55 around Leonardtown. And here it is, not even a cloud in the sky. Moon comes up at 3 o'clock in the morning, so you have a nice dark sky out there right now. So let me advance you to 7 o'clock. We start out generally clear, maybe a few passing clouds here and there, but I just run you through your entire day. Most, if not all of us, are dry. The only exception of some showers, isolated to scattered, firing up over the mountains to the west. That's our day tomorrow, similar to what we had out there today. Our next weather maker we're keeping our eye on is going to be Thursday. So let me take you to Thursday morning. And what's happening is we have a weak, fairly weak, but a cold front that's going to sweep through probably 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Out ahead of it, notice this is at 7 o'clock in the morning, out west near Cumberland, Frostburg, potentially near Hagerstown. We'll start to see some showers develop. And Thursday morning, 8, 9, 10 o'clock, few of those rolling through the district as well. Could potentially hear some rumbles of thunder. And then in the afternoon, it's scattered showers. Overall, it doesn't look like a big deal, but the Storm Prediction Center does have us in the marginal risk, and that means an isolated strong storm or two possible. This is, again, for Thursday. General thunderstorms category right now for a majority of our area, including the metro. But back here to the west, if you're watching in some of our western counties, up and down the Shenandoah Valley, for example, we'll watch for the potential for some of those strong storms on Thursday. So the rest of